put the colors up. Gotta put the colors up. Boom. There we go. No, we'll go up top. We'll go up top there. Oh man. I did this yesterday.
I know. I saw the announcements, but I was futzing around. How'd it go?
It went well, man. It was we had 3 people. We talked a little bit about retro and just got on some soapboxes a little bit about dealing with the nonsense, the WADA nonsense, and the weird pricing, and
it was a year review of the wildness.
More like just kind of talking about how the change has gone over the year, right? Like this year really kind of set the tone, or has really changed. I mean, we're talking one of the big talking points was
wait, who did you have on?
So Jason Wood, his partner Kristen, and then the founder of the Dallas Retro Gaming Group here in Dallas. Jason Wood is one of the members, but he also used to be. He is the ex-head of used merchandise for GameStop.
Oh, there you go. What's up, Rolf? Thanks for jumping on. What's up, bitch?
So he worked 12 years there, being the guy that was doing all the deals and bringing in all the used merchandise and all that stuff.
He kind of spotted the trends and took an eye on that stuff.
Yeah.
Adam says,
yes, he got the desk mat. He ordered the desk mat from our merch store.
Yeah, Adam sent me a picture for the record. We have a merch store that is at what is that? The Mid-Geek Crisis auction. Get it right, Pedro.
Get it right. Get
coffee, everybody. Midgeek.coffee. TMG.coffee.
Yeah, TMG.coffee.
He sent me a picture of it, Joe, and it looks like the size is enormous. Like I don't have a desk that big.
Well, that one is for sure. Well, I mean, it's meant like I've got a desk that big, but I
thought it was like a mouse pad, and it's like actually.
We do have a mouse pad. I haven't actually finished to put it on there, but they do have a mouse pad size. But the desk mat is meant to be so that you can put your keyboard on top of it.
It's the size of a couch throw.
Yeah, it's 48 inches.
Makes me think maybe we should have a couch throw, right? That's it's 48 inches. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it. There's the link, everybody.
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, you can get it on our website. We got a big merch button at the top right there.
Hey, thanks for jumping on Crossover Appeal. Crossover Appeal just dropped their top 100 tracks of 2021.
I saw that.
I'm like 15 songs into it, and I'm like, this is a lot to take in. He's got the mix on Spotify. It is awesome. They should definitely check it out if you can throw up the link.
Yeah, let me get that up.
Makes it a lot easier to indulge in the songs. Oh, just skip to the top 10. No, dude, no. When I commit to a list, I am gonna read every entry instead of going all the way down to the bottom. Unless it's a best game of the century, best video games, and I just got to make sure XCOM is in the top 3.
Right, it's in the top 3.
Otherwise, the list is defunct. I throw the whole list out.
So you can check out their link tree for sure. Here, let me. That's hard. And they've got the 100 best tracks there on 2021. Look at this.
There it goes, right up there. And it's not just the list. Like it's a little blurb. It's the music. They've got a Spotify. It's a really enjoyable thing to indulge in. I've got it running at work, and I'm like, what is this song? Oh, okay, let me read about it.
So am I supposed to? Do I skip to the end and get what's the number 1 track?
Do not skip. That's spoilers, dude. What are you doing? I'm not there.
Just scroll down. What is it?
It's good stuff. Crossover Appeal loves lists, and it's definitely put together a list for the ages there. Jim's always dropping spoilers. I'm usually the one dropping spoilers, so yeah.
Try not to.
Everyone's dropping lists, all right? That's the jam here.
Yeah, speaking of spoilers, like I said, well, you know what? Let's kick this show off right.
Let's do credits. Station identification, please.
Let's fly the colors. Let's fly the colors. Fly the colors. Yet again, welcome to Mid-Geek Crisis, episode 158. We are We are in the death throes of the year. We are essentially 5 days away from Christmas, but yet I feel like I was being chastised like 2 episodes ago about putting up Christmas tree stuff too early. Like I just like it just like snuck up on us really quickly.
It's day 754 of 2020, everybody.
Yeah. That's exactly right. Exactly right. Yeah, man. The dreaded Omicron army is attacking us.
Dude, it's
I heard they've taken
least
over. Optimus Prime has no chance against them.
it appears to at least be a milder version. Knock on the wood, right? That's good.
That's the story. That's the allegedly Omicron for CIA. That's right. That's right. You know, I'm hearing all these like stories of New York City getting hit hard with it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I feel like we've seen this before. We've seen this movie, Pedro. What's going on? We've seen this.
Well, just like the movies, right? You're sitting there being like, I can't believe these politicians aren't doing something about it sooner. And
wait, the politicians just rebooted. They just rebooted it, right? They just did a reboot.
Listen, man, you know what? I want to end the year.
There is no end to 2020.
Let's blame SantaCon. Let's just leave it at that, SantaCon.
They just went around licking everybody.
No masks. Santa didn't wear masks. They all spat into their beards and threw up all over each other, and that's why we have another problem.
That's what's the next letter we move up to after Omicron? By the way, does anyone know?
God, I don't know. As long as we never hit Omega, we can't hit the last one because then
the Omega strain. I've read that book. I just
can't hit that one. That's the bad one. But whatever. I don't. Whatever. I just. It's the worst.
Is the next one pie?
I mean, I think they skip around. It depends on which ones take and grow, right? We went from Delta all the way to Omicron. Is it really? It is pi. Okay. All right. That's pretty sweet. 3.14. Yeah. So,
nice.
Yeah, Christmas. Are we ready for Christmas?
Yeah, man. Ready for Christmas. How's the shopping going? How's the consumerism? How's the pumping in the economy?
Done.
And not pulling.
It's brutal, but I managed to complete it. I bought more things this year from independent sellers.
Well,
I had to go through Etsy a few times, but at least like I tried to focus on not buying things off Amazon this year. Although we did buy a lot of things off Amazon.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. Well, look,
no, but I mean, like, I don't want to. I want to try to do better, but I
want to do better, but we can't. You can't. It's hard. Look, man, retailers suck right now. There's no one working. Again, I went out for lunch today, and we pulled into the Wendy's, and the line was around the corner at the Wendy's, and I was like, well, let me just walk in. It looks like there's not many people in there, and as soon as I was walking in, the manager was locking the door behind me, and he's like, we don't have people to work right now, so we're running behind really bad. So I walked in there, waited a minute, and no one ever came to the counter to take our order, and you just see them. I mean, it's literally just like someone like fanning up a flame in the background with the jacket.
I got an idea.
And I just walked out. I was just
more money.
Pay more money. I mean, that's the
Hello,
solution.
Kellogg's. How's it feel to lose?
Yeah.
Yes, you.
So
well, you know what?
No, that's what this show's about, man. And nothing is geekier than talking about my Honey Smacks, and that's.
I had to give up Pop-Tarts for 11 goddamn weeks. I am so excited that the union managed to get what they wanted. Not a small number of concessions, carrying over the cash, big raises for everybody. It's fantastic. Good for them.
So does that carry over? My Pop-Tarts now like $82 for a 12-pack or something now?
I'm going to pay for a living wage.
No, and that's fine. I'm just saying, like, is that what's going to happen? Or like, and I
both know that we buy the Pop-Tarts when they're on special. Come on. You and I both know that we're like, 2 for $6.
I'm also the heathen that likes them without the frosting. So I'm that guy. I buy strawberry with no frosting, but you want to know why? Here, hold on. You want to know why? Because the best thing is, dude, chill. Look, watch. Hear me out. Because the best thing in the world is to take them out of the toaster with no frosting and then smearing Nutella on them.
Why would you add work?
Because Nutella is awesome, and Nutella and strawberry is awesome.
Yeah, I can't. I can't. Look, I mean, like, you know what's happened? We've lost 2 subscriptions, Joe. People are leaving in droves.
Look, I'm not judging anyone for the icing. The icing is totally fine. I'm just saying I am the one that, like, the store shelves have those for me. They're just there for me. I'm just
That's
saying.
wild, man. Like, I think, like, if there was a lineup of people and our folks had to say, oh, between Joe and Cautious, who has frosting on their Pop-Tart?
Everyone would be like, that fucker right there. He's the crazy one. He's that big beard guy. He likes extra frosting, right? I'm like, nah, man. I like without the frosting.
Exactly. I like to put Nutella on it. What?
Yeah.
No.
Yes. Well, what's wrong with you people?
I'm not even a fan of Nutella, so that's
what?
That's
really?
We've talked about this.
We have.
Yeah.
I feel like we haven't. This would have made or break our relationship.
You can eat it. I'm not going to throw up on your Nutella. I'm just saying. I'm just like, there are so many other things I would rather eat.
I want to eat my Pop-Tarts and I've buttered and grilled them. That's fair. Yeah.
Well, I mean, even a Pop-Tart at that point, like, what are they at that point?
You know, I don't know. They're literally a coffee snack at this point for me.
Pop-Tarts?
Like, yeah.
I like getting them a little toasted on the sides and then
just the corners, right?
Just the corners, and then dip it into milk while it's still hot.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah. So
anyway,
as I told you, Pedro, I've written a manifesto. I do have a manifesto written. 2021 has driven me that far. So
write the manifesto.
Write a manifesto. So
Nutella on Pop-Tarts. Fight the power. Congrats.
Let's kick it off at end of the year already. Christmas. We'll talk a little bit about gifts and gift giving and all that kind of stuff in a little bit as we progress the show. But let's kick it off with some talk. And one thing that we haven't been able to talk about on this show has been Hawkeye. We haven't. Like, it's season finale drops tonight.
Is it really over already?
Yeah. Season finale is this episode.
Shit, I'm
it's
disappointed.
I know, right?
It makes sense because Christmas is this weekend, so yeah, I guess that makes sense. That's a bummer.
So we've been wanting Hawkeye to get home to his family, and I guess that might not happen. But how you liking it, man?
I'm really enjoying it. I mean, I it's got the right tone for what it's trying to deliver. I don't feel like I have to like watch for a million Easter eggs. I like what's the new Hawkeye?
Kate.
I like Kate's character a lot. I like the rapport between her and Hawkeye. It's a lot of fun. Hawkeye's good. It is.
No. We won't spoil it. I'm not going to talk anything about.
That's right. Yeah, crossover appeals. Like, I don't want to. It's good. I'm really enjoying it. It cracks me up how fast they get around the city, and also it cracks me up how like they rest a lot. Like, it doesn't have the same like rapid fire cadence of like Loki.
Yeah. Also, I do appreciate the old man Hawkeye appeal of the show.
Great.
I didn't even realize how old he would be, but I mean, he's gotten older since like the first Avengers movie. And he's definitely like feeling it. And also, he is one of the only non-superpowered characters. Like, he has no like super serum or anything like that. And he's out there like busting butt. And so like everything hurts. He's like, I got joints and back.
Every episode
he's bandaged. It's so great.
It's a lot of fun. I'm very much enjoying it.
Like, the show, if the show aired on normal TV, it would be sponsored by like Advil or like Bayer or something like that. I just feel like
it would just be retirement commercials and
ARP, all the good stuff.
Aflac ads. No, you're right.
Yeah, they follow the D&D 5-minute adventure a day. Yeah,
Hawkeye by way of Icy Hot. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's totally. So I'm wondering where they're going to go. The last episode airs tonight. It's been good. If you haven't watched it,
I don't understand how they're going to wrap it all up in one episode. This is going to be quite the challenge.
I'm not going to talk about what happened in the last episode, but I think what happened in the second to last episode really kind of set the tone for like, wait a minute, everything's kind of been redirected one way. Yeah. So the culmination will be right then and there.
So wait, I do have so. It airs tonight at midnight?
Well, I mean, so yeah, on midnight, and because you're on first time Eastern time, you gotta wait till midnight. It's 11 o'clock for me, so 11 or 10 o'clock for me.
Oh, so it drops at midnight Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, of course it does.
The best. It's the best.
Yeah.
So like it's weird.
It's best because Central Time it's not midnight yet.
But what else drops on the 22nd? Doesn't Matrix drop on the 22nd?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, you're absolutely right, man.
I'm sitting there being like,
I'm not used to it anymore, man. I'm not used to like this. It's been weird. The drops this year have been weird. What year is it? Right? It's 2020, right? No, yeah. So that's
there you go, Ditch That Witch. You're totally right. It's Logan is the retirement one, which was great, by the way. I very much enjoyed Logan.
So yeah, we're getting the Matrix dropping on the 22nd, which you can watch that from your comfort of your home. Have you sat down and watched the rest of the Matrix movies yet?
I don't need to watch the rest of the Matrix movies.
I mean,
I watched the first one and I'm good enough. That's good enough.
The hubris in this.
I remember the second and third ones. I don't need to slog through them again to recall what I enjoyed.
So we're getting good reviews. The movie is getting good reviews, so I'm excited for it.
I've seen the second and third crossover appeal. I enjoy them for what they are. The third one, I don't think it has a very good third act. Honestly, I don't think the second act is very good. I don't enjoy slogging my way through the middle of that film to get to the ending. In fact, I've probably seen that one the least of all of them.
The second one or the third one?
Third one. I've seen the third one the least of them.
Yeah.
But I watched it recently, like maybe 3 years ago, so I remember them all. And the first one still holds up. I'm sort of surprised at how well it holds up.
Yeah, no, it's great. Did anyone download the weird demo, the weird Matrix?
I did not. No, I never did.
The weird Unreal demo. That's
download.
Stuff is weird. I'm watching the fourth as a popcorn flick, not even rewatching the original, going to treat it as kind of standalone movie. I want to get clarification. Maybe I'll rewatch the other three, but doubtful. Interesting.
Yeah, from what I'm seeing and reading online, Rolls, you're going to enjoy it that way. That's the way to enjoy it, as a standalone movie, and really enjoy it for that aspect. And go back and rewatch the old ones. So good. I'm digging that. I'm digging that approach. I'm digging the reviews that are coming out. Seems to be it's going to be a wild ride of a film without going a little nuts there.
Speaking of wild ride, I came back today from watching Spider-Man: No Way Home.
So I'm hearing good things about it. I see you wearing the shirt. People love this film.
Yeah, man. It's
everyone loved every Star Wars film, for the record.
Oh yeah. That's exactly what happened, right?
Yeah. Wait a minute. Everyone should prep for the new Matrix by going back to Speed Racer. Everyone should go back to Speed. We should make that a New Year's tradition, I think, to watch Speed Racer. It's so goddamn good.
So good.
Far From Home, 8.5 out of 10. Did any Marvel movie make 10, Ditch? I'm just curious. Wait, is it Far From Home? It's Far From Home, not No Way Home. Far From Home.
No, it's the new one is No Way Home. Far From Home is the second one.
Oh, okay.
Far From Home is the London
any of them. Are they all? Do they all have home in them? Homecoming, is that the first one?
Really, Civil Wars is close to 10 out of 10. You think Civil Wars is the top? That's a bold choice for a top one. I'm not. That's a.
Thor Ragnarok and Guardians of the Galaxy are tied at 8 out of 10, and then the next probably movie is like a 5 out of 10 for me. And they're all like middle ground 5 out of 10s, all movies. And except for the ones that Iron Man 3 is like a 2 out of 10.
Best Avengers, non-Avengers movie. Yeah, I agree. It definitely was an Avengers movie.
Love Civil War, Best Avengers, non-Avengers movie. It should have been an Avengers movie. It was confusing as a Captain America movie.
It was confusing as a Captain America movie. But no, I think this movie was a strange beast of a movie. It was almost like a contractual, like, how do we get Spider-Man back? How do we get a status quo back from the weirdness of like all of the story handling of Sony? I don't want to spoil anything. It was a fantastic movie, fantastic story, a love letter to everything that is Spider-Man. It's hard not to talk without spoilers, so I can't really say anything other than great cameos. We've seen all the villains show up. Lots of end caps to some characters that we got that we didn't get some closure from on the previous other versions of Spider-Man. So that's been nice. I don't know where they're going to go from here, though. The character of Spider-Man was definitely, Far From Home. Well, I mean, No Way Home, you mean, right? The newest one, No Way Home, was fan service through the roof. It was definitely one of those movies where it was like, hey, let's make sure that everyone gets pleased. And I agree. It's almost like DLC for the Sam Raimi movies and the Andrew
They
Garfield.
just patched all the old movies.
They did. They really did. And
so we'll get a new Spider-Man, right? This will be the fifth Spider-Man in our lifetimes.
No, new Spider-Man. No, Tom Holland is Spider-Man for a while. He will be Spider-Man. He got 3 movies, and these 3 movies were essentially his origin story.
Oh, Jesus. I don't need 9 hours of origin story.
Well, you don't, but I think what's... So, okay. So going back to Homecoming, right? The initial release, his first appearance was Civil War, like, which was saying that, he likes it a lot. And that was his first, like, random appearance. Like, here we go. Here's this kid from Brooklyn, from Queens, showing up.
Homecoming was already out by Civil War, though, right? Did it come out?
No, Homecoming came out after.
See, I don't
came out right after. So he did the thing. He helped out Iron Man and all that stuff. And then Homecoming happened, and that was a weird kind of intro movie for Spider-Man, because here we have the introduction of Spider-Man into the universe, but there was no dead Uncle Ben. There was no moment of him, like,
there was no old Aunt May.
Yeah, there was no old Aunt May. There was no, hey, let me make my spider suit, out of like old wrestling gear. I mean, there was and there wasn't.
Did he get handed an Iron Man suit?
Yeah, he got handed an Iron Man made Spider-Man suit.
Hashtag not my Spider-Man. Can't do it.
So it was weird to see all that, but the character grew on you, as in, and what I mean by character, I mean like Tom Holland really grew as the character. Like, he was endearing. The characters that you were like, wait a minute, Zendaya as Mary Jane? That's weird. Where's my redhead? Where's my, where's the features that we're used to seeing? And it worked out. It worked out better than good. It was amazing. And these characters grew on us. Ned as his best friend. Yep. It was just a completely new telling of Spider-Man.
I don't want to sound like the angry nerd, because I haven't seen any of them, right? I haven't seen any of them because I don't need another Spider-Man in my life. But like 9 hours of film will do that to you. Like even The Hobbit becomes bearable after hour 4.
Well, but we're not watching 9 hours of it at the same. We're not watching 9 hours in a row, Pedro. I mean, it's like this was like, was it 6 years worth of culmination?
6 years worth of Spider-Man. He's been in what, 6 movies already? 7 movies?
No, well, I mean, so he was in
2 Avengers, 1 Civil War, 3 Spider-Mans. Is that what we had? Tom Holland's?
Yeah, so he did show up in Endgame and
2 Avengers, 1 Civil War. Was he in any of the other ones? Was he like
no?
In
That's it.
Hitman?
That's it. No, that's it. So yeah, he was in all 3. He was in all 3 of the 2 of the Endgame, Endgame and
Holland Peter Parker is the ideal Peter Parker, nerdy, unsure of himself, wants to do the right thing all the time. That's the best Peter Parker. That's the ideal Peter Parker. I like the multiverse Peter Parker, right? He gets back up. That's sort of the mythology of the Spider-Man. They always get up. They always get it done. They always willing to risk it all to save people. So I like that Spider-Man.
I mean, I've made it abundantly clear on this show that my favorite was always Garfield Spider-Man. I liked Garfield more than even Tobey. Tobey was a little whiny for first cinematic Spider-Man, but I mean, I don't hate him. I just it was definitely a different time in superhero movie making. So we didn't have the MCU. We didn't have like all of these like characters to pull back on. As a matter of fact, there's a joke about the idea of like Avengers existing in this universe with like other heroes, but yet like characters like Doc Ock and all that were like single solitary villains that existed in movies that only had one hero, which was Spider-Man. There was no other Marvel characters in those universes.
That makes sense to me as well.
So I thought that was a good like kind of pullback, like what? There are other heroes, that sort of thing. But Garfield really got kind of a bad rap on some of these. He had kind of a weird telling. He was post Tobey, and so it was like Sony just trying to crank out another Spider-Man movie and let's kind of go through the paces again. And Amazing was very similar to the original, but not. It was
much like the comic books.
Yeah, much like the comic books, kind of a reboot. Yeah. And yet again was. Yeah, I agree. Garfield was believable. Someone who could actually have a girlfriend. Garfield was like, yeah, well, I mean, and that has to do with the machine that is, but I think him as a character, as Peter Parker and Spider-Man, I think were great. The writing probably wasn't great, but again, go watch the first 15 minutes of Amazing Spider-Man 2. Him chasing down, just running late for his own graduation is a great 15 minutes of Spider-Man just You don't see that often.
I think I saw one. I saw one with Electro Man. Who's that one? Which was the one with
Electro? Yeah, that's part 2. That's Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Jimmy Fox's Electro. PS4 Spider-Man is best Spider-Man. Don't let Sony hear that. Don't let
all the puddles.
Yeah, all the puddles.
Whoa, better question. Which movie had the best Flash?
Flash Thompson? Right? That's what we're talking about. Flash Thompson from Spider-Man.
Oh, is that what we're talking? Oh, his buddy.
Yeah, but the best Flash Thompson, I want to say, I mean, the one that you wanted to hate the most is definitely the one in the new trilogy, the last 3 movies. He was great. He was funny and great for sure. I mean, yeah, but he's forgettable. I mean, I enjoyed him as Flash Thompson.
I don't know. I don't remember Flash at all. Is this some bully? Is this the school?
Yeah,
bully?
It's his school bully. Like it's a school bully, and he becomes a character in the comics for real. As a matter, he becomes Venom at one point in the comics.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone becomes Venom at one point, right?
Just
like everyone puts on a Deadpool costume at one point.
At one point or another, right? And of course, because of COVID and the starvation of cinema, Spider-Man has broken all sorts of freaking records, right? So, like,
yeah, I mean, if you're going to go risk COVID infection for one movie, it better be a big box AAA film like Spider-Man No Way Home.
I mean, right? $260 million between 3 days. That's insanity. It's just insanity. I mean, Ghostbusters made a ton of money as well, but nothing like this. Nothing like this. So, yeah, I mean, go check it out if you can. We did a Tuesday afternoon.
Nice.
That's what we did. So we were able to. It was nice. It was nice taking the kids to go see this flick for sure.
Good deal. Awesome.
So they were excited. I didn't tell them about it. We just they just happened to notice that we all walked out of the house with Spider-Man t-shirts, and they're like, "Where are we going, Dad?" And I'm like, "We're going out."
We're all dressed in uniform, chump.
Yeah, yes.
Well done.
Real quick bit of news: Critical Role animated series premiere early. Yeah, okay. Anywho,
let's be nice. I'm excited for D&D content. That's good, right? Critical Role content might be fun. Maybe.
You mean D&D content or Critical Role content? Because both of them are now franchised.
Maybe non-critters like us can finally understand the hype if we watch the cartoon. I know the shit.
I care nuts for the Critical Role. I care nuts.
I want to watch it just to see if it's as good as the League of Legends cartoon. Which would you rather watch, the League of Legends cartoon or the Critical Role cartoon? Let's put you in a box here.
Oh man, okay, this is a.
Yes.
I'll be honest with you. I might just watch the League of Legends one over the Critical Role one.
Oh, dude.
I know.
Yeah. See, we reached the part of the show where Cautious and Joe are super old.
Yeah, I can't stand Critical Role. I can't stand it. I can't. I can't do it.
Full disclosure, I have real trouble with the fandom. So I have real trouble with the fandom inability to enjoy people who don't enjoy Critical Role. They're voice actors. They're professional performers. They set a hard standard for D&D for a lot of folks. I mean, the number of Reddit posts about I'm not as good as Matt Mercer as a DM makes me sad. And I don't find their stories super compelling, although I understand why people enjoy them. But the fandom is really hard to wade through, much like the League of Legends fandom or the, I don't know, let's pick one at random, Steven Universe fandom, right? So those
so I don't even have to. This is one of the, while we might be very opposite on many views.
Exactly right, Brandon. Except ours. Our fandom is the best fandom, even though most fandoms of anything are prone to be very toxic and unpleasant to deal with.
Yeah, Brandon. Well, I mean, right. So fandom in general is always toxic. It can be always toxic, especially nowadays with multiple avenues of like venting and not only that, the constant the awareness that you are literally one person away from one of the creators to any show, never.
You mean one tweet away?
Well, right, like you're the it's almost like it's almost impossible if you've got any type of social media presence. It's almost impossible to not be connected by one person in some way, shape, or form to someone.
Yeah.
And you're right. One tweet away is also another way to put it. But there's this constant, like, I know if I don't like something, I can just directly message this individual, and never in the history of entertainment has that ever happened. Like, I can't remember watching TV shows growing up or on even up to like 10 years ago that we were that close that we could like really attack or critique a writer or a creator, and things like Critical Role.
Instantly, right? That Joe, one day I'm gonna set a fire, I'm gonna put on my fancy smoking jacket, and I'm gonna sit in front of that fire and read you letters to Dungeon Magazine.
Oh,
from the 80s and 90s.
Right, but okay, so letters,
those letters,
right? But here's
back then, people would take the time to write, and put it in an envelope, send
to whom it may concern. I do not agree with your view.
Adventure number 4.
Right, exactly. So there was thought involved. You had to actually put it in an envelope, lick the stamp, put it on there, and then walk it out to a mailbox. Like, there was, now it's just like, fuck you, fuck your mother, fuck everything that you stand for, enter, walk away. Like, there's just...
Put it on and drift to sleep, baby. So what would the format? Would I read the letter and then give a little precursor for the adventure, and then go back and read the letter that responds?
I think it needs to start off with like some like masterpiece theater music, some like classical, some Tchaikovsky, some Brahms playing in the background.
It's just a little 5-minute segment in the smoking jacket.
Yeah. But you've got like a cognac glass, but it's like full of Mountain Dew or something, just like,
I should post up some pictures of some of them. Some of them are great. I was talking to another friend about them, like the old school letter conversations where I'm like, man, this person took off time from their day.
But they held a little more weight, don't you think? Like, they had people weeding through them. So while it was a ton of them, not everyone saw all the muck. Only certain only certain anger got.
These are the letters they published.
Right? So that's what I'm saying. So but with tweets, like, everything is visible.
Everything's
like
there. No, it's
everything
true.
is available.
You feel like you have to respond.
Yeah. Or you can ignore it, and they're like, that's why they don't say anything, because they know it's the truth.
Exactly. You lose no matter what. That's the best.
You lose no matter what.
I would also be up for live readings of old EGM letter. Oh,
I could do that.
You got old EGMs?
I got old EGMs. I got stacks of them.
Speaking
of rage and nerd rage.
Okay. All right.
This particular story is about Marvel Comics, and talking about, with 13 issue of Frank Castle and whatnot. But one of the big things is that the rage that has occurred in a certain side of the political spectrum, that the Punisher skull has officially changed.
I know, it's like a demon, right? Or a horn. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there it is right there. That is officially the new Punisher logo, and Marvel is running with it. It is no longer the human skull.
It looks a lot easier to trademark.
Yeah, that's true.
For sure. Oh, that's good stuff. Now they can sue the pants off everyone who puts it on their police. On their car, their vehicle.
Right.
So good.
Right.
I'm glad. I don't understand how Punisher is still a hero. He's such. I won't lie. I loved him in the 80s.
So did I.
I don't.
He's a character that just didn't age
like 9
well.
or 10. I probably shouldn't have been reading Punisher at that time, right there. Yeah, exactly. Marvel out here trolling and enforcing.
It's in a beautiful world, we could all enjoy things like the Punisher and not read into it, and not, like, we could just go like, yeah, he's killing bad guys, bad people, bad people that probably.
Right, but now we understand that bad people aren't necessarily bad people, right?
Right.
Like,
we
desperate
hope
people, or forced to make decisions that require them to behave this way.
Well, as long as they're, right. I think about like the stories written in Marvel, and like the head guy was like Jigsaw. And he was just doing awful things to like children and shit. Like, those are people that, like, yeah, sure. Those are the Punisher. Those are the people that deserve punishment from the Punisher, right?
Right. So like, yeah, there we go. If only we lived in a world where we could uncritically cheer for extrajudicial murder. Crossover appeal. I'll challenge you. We already do.
We already do. True. Oh man,
We are
already
living that dream. Crossover appeal.
We are.
That's it. Wreck-It Ralph taught us that just because they're the bad guy doesn't mean they're the bad guy. Also, critical thinking and
yes. Lots of
the
skull between men thighs, crush. Yeah,
exactly. Capitalism is killing us all, and most often before the Punisher gets to us, right? Chance says I'm the bad guy. So yeah, great. I wonder where he's gonna land, right? It's an interesting, I don't know. It's interesting how that works.
Yeah. I mean, comics change. The Punisher has played this role before, but this is the first time I've seen Marvel kind of take the step up and go like, hey, this is the new logo. And this is the way it's going to be now. And
I mean, people must be losing their mind online, and must be like the Reddit threads must be fire.
Yeah, it's great.
Check it out.
It's great. Go check it out. And
also, do you have any original Punisher paraphernalia or comic books? Because those are probably going up in value for everybody. Record. Get those Punisher NFTs. Invest.
I mean, yeah, maybe it's not permanent. Maybe it is. Maybe it'll just be another version of the kind of like Spider-Man has like 3 different ones depending on which version or whatever. But it's a way for them to differentiate the merchandise for a little bit. I think they're kind of dealing with the random flags and the stickers with the blue skull tooth and the blue line and dealing with all that stuff. Yeah, he's had a couple for sure. For a Christian metal band.
That's spot on.
I mean, I crossover appeal. I agree. I'm not a fan of it, but I enjoy that the change is happening for the reason that it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Next, we just need a Lady Punisher, and we're good to go.
Oof. Yes.
We're good to go.
Wait, we don't have a Lady Punisher?
I'm sure we had one at some point. Maybe, I don't know. I think that's gonna be the best. You're looking it up now? Is that what you
am? I am. Do we not have? Of course, she's overly sexualized because it's all 90s stuff, right? Like she's like,
oh, dude.
Oh, I gotta find. Look at this. Look at this image right here. This one is great. Look at this. So much body armor right there for the Punisher.
Wow, is that on DeviantArt? What is?
I don't know. Just probably fan art, but it's just like, yeah, that's exactly what we want. Punisher, female Punisher with no body armor whatsoever. Yeah, it's heinous. Yeah, God. But I mean, nothing turns you on more, right, lady? With
God,
big guns.
Yeah, if I was 12, I'd be totally down. I guess I'm an old man now, shaking my fist at this nonsense. Oh, what God. Trash! What utter trash!
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I thought that was a good story. Have you read anything? Done anything? I think right now, other than the sweet victories of like the community. Internet communities don't make me happy very often nowadays with the mob mentality, but the one mob mentality that I can get behind is like the hating on NFTs. And
all right, yeah, no, I know you're the first one in the front with the pitchfork,
dude. I'm like straight out there, freedom, like out there running towards them. But yeah, so Ubisoft, they're still running hard with their NFTs, and like everyone hates them.
I mean, it's Ubisoft, like. Why not be? I can't wait for the Electronic Arts NFTs, right? You only get half of them because you got to DLC the rest, right? Like,
yeah. Well, it's a yearly roster update, right? So it's like I don't like a good one, for example. Like we got this one where the Stalker 2 group had announced NFTs, and then they the developer canceled it, and I'm just like, yeah, you're dealing with do you not understand? Like you're dealing with like an apocalyptic world where like the environment is all jacked, and you're like, yeah, let's make NFTs on that. Like, read the room, folks. Like, I don't understand.
Let's just, yeah, I guess.
So they apologize.
Maybe I'll buy some XCOM NFTs. Maybe. A little bit of Micro Prose original cover art NFTs. That might be nice. Link to the Facebook group. People Make Games made an extremely good video about Ubisoft NFTs back in the summer that is well worth watching. All right, need to check that one out.
Yeah, I think I watched that one. I'll Yeah, I'll see if I can find it and we link it on the group for sure. Man, news has been quiet this week. It's just everyone's kind of cranking out for the holiday for sure. I mean, apparently we're getting a Harry Potter 20th anniversary special. I'm just like, but have they not seen each other for 20 years? I mean, the last movie wasn't 20 years ago, right?
I mean, the first one was, right?
Yeah, I guess so. It's just like they're like doing a reunion. Like, okay, but you guys finished the last movie like 5 years ago, right? 7 years ago? How long ago was the last one?
10,000 years ago. What you like? What?
I don't know, man.
It was like 2010, I feel like, or 11. It was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Was it?
I feel like, yeah, I don't know.
13, right?
Yeah, 10 years ago it was finished. Yeah.
Don't do that to me. You're like, it was 10 years ago. What, 10 years ago?
Yeah, it was 10 years ago.
It was 10 years ago.
Yeah, dude, come on. Get it together.
2011.
There we go. Thanks, Chance. The knowledge. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Yeah, 10 years ago, everybody.
The quest for more. I mean, the new trailer dropped for the third Fantastic Beasts movie. So, I mean, J.K. Rowling gets to keep her wallet full while hating.
I don't think anyone's ever going to empty that wallet. She couldn't empty that wallet if she tried.
Yeah.
I mean, Harry Potter 27. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. F. J.K. Rowling is a good way to put it, Chance.
Yeah, agreed.
Be gone. Not to say that you can't still enjoy Harry Potter, right? We can separate the author.
Yeah, we have to. The fandom and everything else has already kind of taken a claim on it. I think they've definitely run with it. We can love Harry Potter, but we don't have to.
Well, you can love Harry Potter and acknowledge the horrendousness of the author, much like H.P. Lovecraft. Although it's a little harder to divorce H.P. Lovecraft from his work because his work is all about whatever. Anyway, I can rant about Lovecraft as well. I'll put on the jacket and rant about Lovecraft as well. But, yeah, I love Harry Potter too. It makes me sad. That's true. Lovecraft is dead, and I don't think he actually made any money off any of his works. Right? He didn't die rich. That's for sure. But you're right. That's a very good point. Crossover appeal. Lovecraft is dead. So in the meantime, we can hurt JK somehow.
People who's in cover net worth. Yeah, no, I agree.
Are you ready for Christmas? Are you ready to rock and roll? Is there a trillion gifts under the tree?
Man,
are you
like
still
I've been
aware of Santa Claus? Is there an elf on the shelf? What traditions are you rocking for Christmas? I mean, I know your birthday is close to it, so you have to endure the birthday Christmas combination as well.
Yeah, I gotta endure that every year. The wife this past Saturday threw me a big old 40th party. She rented out part of an axe throwing locale.
That's so cool.
And cake and friends and commissioned an artist and
friends.
Yeah.
Her friends, right? Is that?
Well, yeah, I got a couple of mine showed up too. I got one or two. I've been able to like finagle a few humans.
Like dads of your kids' friends, right?
Right. That's how it works.
Nobody's friends with a 40-year-old man, by the way.
Friends? What is this? Friends? Acquaintances? Other dads, maybe? No. It was fantastic. I couldn't have planned something better myself. She really made it feel special. So I can always thank my wife to make
awesome.
Sure that my
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
So wait, off topic. My wife is playing Mass Effect 2 for the first time, and I'm pretty sure she's gonna leave me for Thane Krios. Crossover, having met you and knowing Thane, I think you're in trouble. But it's cool though. It's cool. You can find Silas somewhere. It's an upgrade for sure.
It's an upgrade. I don't have traditions. I mean, our tradition. Our traditions are just we enjoy each other's company. We watch a lot of movies. I mean, we've already rocked the Die Hard. We rocked the Die Hard 2 days ago on Sunday.
Oh, nice.
So Nakatomi fell off Nakatomi Plaza. So that's the start of the holiday for us for sure.
We just got Muppet Christmas Stories, the only one we have left, and that's a New Year's tradition, Christmas Eve tradition.
That's a good one. That's a Muppet Christmas Carol is good. What else do we watch? I mean, a lot of Christmas movies. I I don't know. We don't tradition wise. I mean, we just go visit family.
Nice.
But we're not doing it this year. We're doing it after Christmas. But yeah, I mean, our traditions, we haven't really started them. More so like we put our tree up and put the lights up, and the kids like to kind of deal with the ornaments, and we like to buy fun.
Do you wake up first thing in the morning and there's a wild ripping of presents, or do you eat breakfast? Do you make them wait? Your kids?
So yes, so
you torture them a little bit.
So yes, I do torture them a little bit. What I'll do, I usually put a gate up of some sort between their room, or I'll lock their door.
Oh my gosh, fire hazard.
Well, I mean, that's fine. I got smoke detectors and all that, so
I got smoke detectors.
I'll know.
It's all integrated.
It's all integrated. It's all integrated. No, they're penalty of death kind of scenario. I'm like, don't get up, don't get up. And if they do get up, they're not allowed to open anything. They have to wait, and then we got to brew the coffee first and get the slippers on and sit down and kind of get comfy. And they're like, all right. And then the attempt is to hold them back from the entire swarm to kind of have some more to open up during the day.
Yep. Spread it out as far as possible.
We try to spread it out as much as possible, but that doesn't play very well. Sometimes it just open them and go play. We do as a Latino, I do definitely do more. I'm more excited for Christmas Eve, just because I enjoy the into midnight Christmas. That was when we would do a lot of presents and whatnot, and then
we would open like one or two before, and then we'd have to wait for the morning if we managed to stay up that long.
Yeah,
and there was some transition occurred where we just wound up moving it to the mornings. I don't remember what caused it, but it wound up being
old age probably. The parents were like, "Let's go to bed. We're tired.
Let's go to bed.
You guys go to bed."
We were also horrible. I mean, like we searched the whole house for the gifts and try to figure out what it was beforehand.
No, I had neighbors, right? You just find a neighbor or something to keep them in or something. No, yeah, for New York City. Yeah, the Bronx. What am I talking about? I forgot. It's not normality. It's like, what? I hate my neighbors.
It's not that you hate your neighbors. It's just that you live too close to your neighbors, so knowing them really well isn't the best approach, right? So like, it's wild.
Yeah. Open. Yeah. Our family tradition grew out of nobody wanting to cook, or more importantly, clean. We always go for Chinese. Yes, we do that. Christmas Eve
is always great on Christmas. We'll probably do that this year for sure.
We're definitely doing that for this year. Yes, we tend to do like nice spicy Szechuan or some sort of Asian dish for sure for Christmas Eve.
I like putting on Christmas music. It's the only time of year where I go out of my way to put it on. I turn on a Yule log on the big screen TV.
Yes. Now again, do you do the Netflix one, or do you go and find the original YouTube?
It's easier to just do the Netflix one. I do that. That's some high quality fireplace on the Netflix one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Or do you find the old New York station,
the WPIX Yule log?
Yeah,
I should try to find it, but no, Netflix makes it too easy. So I just pop in the Netflix one, and we start a real fire on the other side, and we're between two fires for our fireplace experience. Are you gonna put it on? Oh yes. Look at that jammer. Yeah, that brings back memories, man. I remember that up on the TV.
Oh man, yeah.
That's good stuff. Wow, that's a
WPIX. Yeah, I think Houston had one too. Every station had their let's do the Christmas, put the Yule log up.
The Yule log right on there for all the sad people who.
Everyone laughs and thinks that's like a modern thing. Like Netflix has got to put a fireplace on Netflix. No, people have been doing the TV.
No, we had a small little TV.
Yeah, everyone's been doing the TV fireplace thing for years.
Even our kids have no concept of the idea that there wasn't anything on TV during that time either.
Right. That's true.
WPIX literally was like, who's going to buy programming this time? Who's going to buy ads? We're going to put on 3 hours of the Yule log, right? And fireplaces are somewhat uncommon in Texas too, so that's not a big tradition here. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, up here in North Texas, Dallas area, I mean, a lot of houses do have them because we do get cold enough that you want a fireplace. But it is he's right. A lot of places in Texas, it is uncommon to have a fireplace. A lot of newer builds they just omit it completely, or they put a gas one in.
Yeah, gas one was just easy to do it. Growing up in Florida and Texas, there was a local channel that did it. There you go. Right. Curious as to what traditions y'all had down in Florida and Texas. If you have no snow, what do you watch? Like no snow? That's
I mean, yeah. So if we want to talk about Texas traditions in general, growing up as a kid, as Latinos, we would always have, a party or something. We were always going to someone's house, or we would come. They would all come up to my house. Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve was the party. So the 24th.
Christmas Eve was the party. Yep.
But by 7 p.m.
Jesus. Right.
Yeah, or Christmas. Yes, essentially that was the case. But Christmas Day was more like dealing with the hangover, or you're just gonna loaf around the house and
that's
and
true too.
Eat your like fourth bowl of pozole, right? Like that was the way it worked for us. So, yeah. I mean, I find it weird because growing up in the U.S. and seeing the American style traditions. Of like watching all the Christmas movies and whatnot, there's like I almost have like false memories, or I have like things that we did that, we didn't like, but it's you know what I mean. It's a Mandela effect.
You rewrite your history a tiny bit, right?
A tiny bit, just to feel like you weren't let down on Christmas often, which I was, but that's okay. I mean that formed me into the broken human being that I am now.
You're like one of those Japanese jars that they repair with the gold, though.
With the gold, right?
You're a beautiful work of art.
Kintsugi,
but a beautiful work of art.
Tons of cracks, Kintsugi style, right? My family's tradition was we would clean the house top to bottom. Yep, that's a very Southern thing, of course. Get dressed in a family clothes. Yep, get the timer on the camera and take a family photo. Then dinner, and if lucky, by 9 p.m. we open gifts. Each gift would be opened one by one, and you would write the thank you note and move on. Wow.
Yeah, holy moly, indeed.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
that is a lot.
Let's talk something real quick. I want to know just a consensus in the group and whatever. What is the definitive Christmas gift that you can remember growing up? Like the one you remember that you got that was just like, no matter what, you go back, I got that for Christmas, and that was like the best gift you got out of all the Christmases.
Gosh, it wasn't a video game system, which is what my first initial thought was. But I do remember one Christmas, and there's a long story to this, in that I remember this is way back when you had to buy the Games Workshop catalog. It was like $1, and Games Workshop had this thick catalog with just hundreds of lead miniatures inside. And I had like a Pringles container that I would save money in, right? Because I wanted to buy one of the nice big box sets. And I had saved my money, and I was going to buy it. And my mom had bought me a couple of sets of them, just the lead miniatures, like 3 different sets. I think there was like dwarves and undead. And I just remember the joy in opening up the boxes and finding myself with 3 Games Workshop box sets of miniatures, which probably is why I'm such a miniature hound now, right? But that's what I remember. That joy. What about you?
That's a good one. I'm gonna let's hear my family tradition. Let's see, knitted baby. Yeah, you got that last year, and I think that's definitely one of your favorites. You really,
that's awesome.
Really
that's
showed it off.
That's like old man enjoyment. That's great.
Yeah. Mine was a BB gun because I'm a living cliche.
Did you shoot your eye out? I'm just
auto duel for the C64. Wow. That's a good one.
C64 is a good one. We got ours after Christmas. I remember my dad bringing it home, and I think someone got rid of theirs because they got some sort of upgrade for Christmas. So we wound up like finding it in the trash, and my dad bringing it home.
Yeah, auto duel was a Steve Jackson game, if I remember correctly.
Wow, a full set of 1991 Upper Deck football cards. Woo!
Auto duel. I remember.
Brandon, your eyes must have popped out of your head.
Oh, yeah. Oh man. I mean that's a cool one. I definitely remember getting cards. I got a couple of Marvel Masterpiece sets, like a couple of packs, and I remember them. Because the idea that someone went out of their way to buy packs of things that I liked outside of me going after them because wait, my parents listen to me in some way.
That's exactly the Games Workshop thing where like my mom saw me trying to do this stuff. I remember that distinctly.
Yeah, I mean, I could. Mine's the cliche one, right? I distinctly remember getting a NES control deck in '86, and so the Nintendo Entertainment System, of course, and I got the control deck, so I didn't get the zapper. I got just the game, the console, the game, and the copy of Mario. And I remember the game that I got was Mario, but the other or the game that my parents got me was Double Dragon.
Oh,
and I remember Double Dragon just being like on replay forever. And then the next game I got was the game that I played it was Contra. So I got a copy of Contra, and that game just like, I think there wasn't a day that didn't go by for like a year that I didn't like sit down and just beat it.
Like, never let your sister play.
No. But yeah, it's definitely one of those like unwrapped and like, oh, and that's it. Like I can't. It's almost like it's overshadowed every other gift in my brain. I can't think of any other one. I mean, I'm sure I got all sorts of stuff, but
I mean, there was G.I. Joe's, Transformers. I remember.
Yeah, G.I. Joe. I remember. I remember.
And Tumax, the evil twins on Cobra. Do you remember those? The two.
Yes, twins? One with the scar. I remember. I do remember. Actually, you know what? I'll add this. I do remember a very joyous moment when I unwrapped the TMNT party van. I did get the party van.
An actual action figure playset.
Yeah, playset. Yeah, so I did get the party van one year, and that was really cool. I remember the flip out side. He had the gunner seat, so it would flip out, and that was cool. And I was like, oh,
what was the biggest playset you got? I mean, those were always Christmas presents for me. What was the biggest?
Yeah, I mean, God, let's be fair. Who didn't dream of being the one kid that ever got the USS flag, right?
Oh, no, I mean. Yeah,
that kid was gonna get punched in the face. Like if you saw, like, I mean,
or you beg to go over to that kid's place.
Yeah, exactly. Make friends.
I had one friend who had the Thunder Dome, the dome one, the Cobra base.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I remember. No one had the flag.
I think the biggest set. I have two. One was I did have a Castle Grayskull.
I had a Castle Grayskull as well. I think that was my biggest set.
I did get the Thunder Tank from Thundercats.
Oh,
it had the big panther cat looking thing, the flat tank. I did get that, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever.
But
yeah, those are the two biggest play sets other than the TMNT party van that I got.
Crossover Appeal says, I remember getting the Star Wars Episode 1 edition of Monopoly.
God, that's like Pedro's like worst nightmare right there. Episode 1 and Monopoly. Oh man.
Kiss.
It's like straight up like everything, like right there and there. Like,
still have it. It's so cool. So would you play it? Bring it over. Let's play some Star Wars Episode 1 Monopoly.
Tell me, is there a separatist set? Like, is there like is there a separatist section on the board? Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it is more realistic that you wind up buying the thing.
That's great. Look. Yeah, Episode 1 Monopoly, man. That's right there. That's
good stuff. That's awesome.
That's peak peg warmer right there.
Good for you, Adam. As a kid, I got my parents to give me Risk and Axis and Allies. I was very lucky in that my dad bought himself Axis and Allies. He actually had all the Game Master Series games. Axis and Allies, Conquest of the Empire. We even had the pirate one. It was like broadsides and cannons or something like that. So we had all the Game Master games in our closet. Axis and Allies was one of them. I have vivid memories of my dad and his 4 friends fighting all night long over their game of Axis and Allies, and then following in that tradition when I got to college. Good stuff.
Yeah, that's right. I remember. Awesome. I remember building her a PC. And with
was it a PC and a punching bag, or these are two
separate things?
Okay.
A PC, and I remember like. At the time, it's just like I just dropped all of like a bunch of SNES emulators and whatnot. And that was a way for her to play retro games at the time. Because I mean,
games you owned.
Oh, I owned every one of those carts, Pedro. Absolutely, absolutely. Speaking of that crossover appeal, you reminded me. I have this bad boy right here.
That's a Star Wars racer. What is
Episode
that?
1 racer for Game Boy Color.
Oh wow!
And it has a big rumble motor on the top.
Is that what that is? I was like,
yeah.
why
So
is
it's got a battery spot. So you put a battery, and then up here is a little rumble motor. So it's like a game that rumbles as you're playing your Game Boy.
Game
Color.
Boy. That's
wild.
Yeah. That's
this
exactly my reaction. Like, whoa!
Yeah.
Look at this retro bona fides there.
Yeah.
I played Axis and Allies once. It was a 2-player game with a friend who wasn't a gamer, but who always wanted to try Axis and Allies for some reason. 6 hours of absolute misery. Yeah, that's a friend right there. That's a tough one. 2 players is not the right number. You need 4. That way, the Allies do nothing but fight over who does what in Russia. That's all you need.
So real quick, we're at the 1 hour mark, but I definitely want to talk about this. So Pedro hit us up in chat talking about how he had the itch to play a war game like a Napoleonic, war or some sort of a revolutionary war. I was just like completely like, who is this person and why does he ask him for this and what have you done with Pedro? But what brought that on? What's going on there?
I'm 43 years old and I enjoy collecting miniatures, and it's either I collect Napoleonic armies and have big battles in my house, or I do a model railroad trade set. So I've got to pick one or the other. No, I want to lean towards more.
Dude, did they draft you? Is that what's going on? Like you got your card, like you have to fill it out.
It's like how you get AARP letters at like 60. I'm getting notifications and literal advertisements for
Gary Gygax. Gary Gygax sent the card, and it's like it's time. That's all it says. You open it up, and it's like just a checkbox: model trains or Civil War
Rick
reenactments.
And Jervis Johnson is like, we miss you. You haven't played 40K in a while. Come back to us. That's what's up. Did Amar do this to you? No, I mean, like, I did play. I mean, at PAX East, we played Star Wars Legion, right?
Yeah, well, I mean that I could accept because it's like at least it's fantasy.
And I looked up at the, I have Tide of Iron in the closet that's never going to come down, right? That's a World War II game with Germans versus Allies, and it's just I do miss like a good war game, and like I understand they're problematic. I understand that like historical war game especially has its share of terrible fandoms, right? But I still, there's something really appealing about massed ranks of troops moving across a battlefield.
I just want to reemphasize that.
Rolling dice.
What do you miss? Do you miss the setup? Do you actually miss the fact that you actually played a game? Because I can't remember the last time I played a game. It was always set up, always arguing about the rules, and then you never got through an entire battle anyway.
I mean, yes.
Yes. Okay, that's what I thought.
I miss all of it.
So on the Mid-Geek Crisis
in New York City, before I moved up here to Central New York, I was actually part of a very active 40K community in Nerd NYC. So like we got together once a month to play 40K games. I had at one point 2 fully painted 40K armies, right? Tau 4th edition and Crimson Fist 4th edition, by the way. So I just really enjoyed. Yeah, I enjoyed playing war games. I like the idea of it. I've been playing chess a lot, and I kind of want more. I want dice. I want all the madness that is a war game. And yeah, Cautious misses playing Let the Bodies hit the floor as Napoleon stacks bodies. I miss it all. I miss it. I miss setting up trees and arguing over whether or not these particular groups of miniatures have line of sight to each other. I just miss some of those things. Also, I like the elaborateness of building terrain. For this D&D campaign I'm running, I've taken it upon myself to try and build set pieces to enjoy. And as I'm building this terrain, I'm like, oh, what would be cool? Like some fieldstone walls that the troops can shoot over, right? So like I've got problems. Hopefully of it, I've got problems.
God, I can't even imagine like finding people to sit down and play this, but like more power to you.
Rita, yeah, it sounds so complicated to play. Some of them are, some of them aren't, right? There's some old school ones where you just roll a couple of dice and you drink a few beers and you have some chips. And then there's ones that get really, really complicated of like delivering orders and fog of war and what the weather is and the wind direction blowing smoke back towards your troops and all sorts of crazy stuff like that. But my question to the group was, hypothetically, Joe, I haven't committed, what will be the least objectionable time period to join in on Black Powder, right? So American Revolution, pre-American Revolution, Civil War, Napoleonic War, Crimean War, they all have problems what will be the least problematic one? Is what my question was to the lads.
That's a good question. What's the least problematic one? I mean, like, I don't know, man. That's a good question. Like, I don't know. Just war in general always good because there's real people attached to it, so that's always kind of one of those like feelings.
Right. There's real people. There's real history. You know, there's colonization. There's exploitation. There's like pretty much every colony war or rebellion needs to be not played, right? Like, how do you get away with playing the
yes crossover?
Rebellion,
I know
right?
war in general is problematic. I'm just saying, like, you know, I'm just thinking about the fact that, you know, we've got these, like, we're constantly, you know, stating. I'm just thinking about growing up, you know, war has always been stated as like the good guys and the bad guys, right?
Right. Good guys and the bad guys. Yep.
And that's actually been a lesson that I've been dealing with my kids as of late, when they constantly, you know, they always are looking, well, who's the bad guy in this? And I'm like, well, kiddo, I mean, that's
my daughter asks, she wants clear black and whites. That's what they like. And I'm always like,
yeah, that's what they like. Yeah.
More complicated than that. I think your choices are limited to Cola Wars or Whiskey War. I'm with you, Rawls. Yeah, like Whiskey War might be well, you're not obviously not talking about the Whiskey Revolution. No, you're not talking about that one. So don't forget Avocado. Why isn't there a fantasy version of this, right? We were talking about that as well. Why isn't there sort of like an orcs and Napoleonic military regalia fighting each other in Black Potter regiments? Maybe add some magic for good fun. I would play the heck out of that. But yeah, so I think I might settle on Napoleonic War, Joe, if hypothetically I decided I was going to get into a tabletop miniatures war game and just play by myself and set them all up on my table. The avocado trade was a big deal for New York City and Chicago mafias back in the 20s. Can I do mafia? That's not enough. That doesn't scratch the itch. There are some good gangster war games, sort of skirmish war games out there as well. I even looked at Crisis Protocol, Joe, the Marvel battle game that they have now, but that's another skirmish game. I want to play a skirmish game.
You want to play a full-on war.
I want to play a full-on war where like each miniature represents like a regiment, or 10 miniatures represents a regiment, and there's huge armies, and you're rolling 30 D6s on the table and referring to a chart. So if anybody in Syracuse wants to play with me, I might start that up soon.
I'm trying to show something off here real quick before I.
So I have played a few GMT board games. I think I actually played Twilight Struggle years ago. It doesn't scratch the same kind of itch crossover. I saw you posted about War of the Rings. I have not played that one. The itch is about like I don't even know what it is. Are you play video games while I'm talking?
Sorry.
I might have.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. So show everybody the game. Show everybody the game. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I wasn't showing the game. I was another thing, just real quick. I wanted to show off the one of the. I ended up getting my analog pocket. I think this hit the news as of last week. Everyone was talking about it. It was, I think you couldn't hit one YouTube channel. The Verge, everybody was talking about the new analog pocket here, and I had mine pre-ordered about a year now, and it finally came in. And so I've been kind of pulling out all the.
That looks very nice, and he's got the death cover right there as well.
Yeah. But I mean, I've been pulling out all the old games. Let's see here. We just pulled out, Kirby and the Donkey Kong and the.
Oh my gosh!
But it's that that's what made me laugh, is because he was talking about episode 1, and I'm like, oh yeah, I was just playing that. This is like the weirdest little like racer title for Game Boy Color, and it's so simplistic, but it actually has a rumble motor that kind of shakes around. But it's got a fantastic screen, if you can.
Yeah, that screen is crisp. Look at that.
It's like 1440p with like
enhance. Look at those pixels, gorgeous.
Just fat pixels. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna put up a video. I'm in the middle of editing it actually, and there'll be just
nice
on the show about it for sure.
Maybe there'll be a Christmas miracle, and it'll show up before Christmas Day. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that'll happen. That'll happen for sure. Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's it. I think Christmas is this Saturday, man, and I just like feel like it just snuck up on me. Like I woke up this morning and was like, oh shit, like we're on Tuesday, and I don't have another weekend before Christmas. My last weekend was just because of my birthday and all that. I didn't do a lot of shopping, and also I worked the week prior.
And now Amazon's saying delivery after Christmas for everything you're thinking about ordering for the rest.
Oh yeah, so I did a lot of my ordering like yesterday and today for sure, but it was just snuck up on me, man. I'm not used to it. Like I don't know why. I know I'm getting older.
I'll be 100% honest. It feels like every day is sneaking up on me at this point in time. So
every day you're like, oh, what are you doing? Exactly. Like, God, you're here. Crap.
Exactly. Especially Mondays. Brandon Brown says Kickstarters and pre-orders seem so risky. Sometimes it pays off. Yeah, this is I only do known quantities now on Kickstarter. And, never pre-order.
So I mean, the interesting thing is analog. This is analog, right? They are a small company or a boutique company, but this is also their fifth product that they've sold.
Yeah, they're a known quantity.
So they're a known quantity at this point, but they are niche enough that like they're gonna take their sweet time and release when they want to release.
Mm-hmm.
And with the chip shortage and whatnot, things got delayed. This was supposed to. Should have gotten it in I think July was the original ship date, which would have been September to July, would have been the initial window. But it moved, and then August rolled around. Now December.
Yeah.
And what they went ahead and did is because the pre-order window closed so quickly for the initial launch for this, that they opened up a open pre-order, so you can pre-order it still now, but if you order it now, you're not going to get it till early 2023. And this isn't pre-order. We won't take your money. They will take your money out of your account right now
because they gotta keep the lights on.
Yeah, they got to keep the lights on for sure. Because again, it's a smaller company.
Not interested in loaning people money this year. Maybe next year. We'll see.
And again, if just quick primer on what this is. I mean, it is a handheld. It is a Game Boy. It plays Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. They sell adapters. So this is one of the adapters, and basically you pop this in on the back there, and all of a sudden now it's a Game Gear. So then you drop a Game Gear game.
Oh my gosh.
And now it's a Game Gear, and they will have like an Atari Lynx adapter, and they will have a TurboGrafx 16 adapter, so you can drop your HU cards in. And
will there be a Nintendo Switch adapter?
No. But and again, it is a FPGA based system, so it's hardware duplication, hardware simulation, not emulation. So that's why it's running off of actual carts. So
are there any teraflops, Joe?
No teraflops.
All right, then it's retro.
It's retro, yes.
I love it. That's great. I might pick this up. Dr. Botanist,
go take a look at it. The resale value for these things are stupid right now. I'm lucky I was able to get in. I'm lucky that I was able to kind of secure one.
It's not luck, man. You wait and hit that buy button.
I do. Again, one more thing.
One more thing. All right.
So the console by itself, but you can purchase the dock separately as well. So once you buy the dock, it's got HDMI, and essentially you just plug this in and use one of the 8-bit DOE controllers, and it becomes a console as well. So it's a way to get your Game Boy games and all of that.
So it's a retro Switch.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's got how is the aspect ratios and colors? Come on, Adam.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Those pixels look gorgeous.
It's a 4:3 screen. It's 1440p. It is literally 10 times the exact resolution of an original Game Boy. In integer scale 10 times. So they kept it. One of the weird things, of course, is playing a Game Boy Advance game. If you're familiar with a Game Boy Advance, and a Game Boy Advance game, the original Game Boy Advance was more of a widescreen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the game will play kind of in like a pillar box, or there will be black bars on top and bottom. But again, it is really cool. The picture is still sharp and crisp, and I was playing Final Fantasy Tactics Advance on here, and I think that you like that one, right?
It's genius. It's beautiful. That's a fantastic tactics game.
Yeah.
Maybe the pinnacle of tactics games was Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Oh, I have to think about that. There's some really good advance. Oh, that's a gorgeous. Oh, don't make me. It's too late for me to resist things like that. I gotta stay away from this. I don't need that in my life.
There's that. Where's that? Well, anyway, yeah.
Your face camera can't see the Game Boy. You gotta
use gotta use the merch cam. Anywho, I'll have a video up on it. I'll talk a little bit about it and get up close to the screen. But it's a beautiful screen. It's a beautiful toy. Nice part is I'm able to sell a lot of my old consoles to kind of get rid of them. I don't need them anymore since this is going to kind of take its place, like a lot of my handhelds.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
So,
cull the collection?
Yeah, cull them. I mean, I've done a lot of mods to them and whatnot. Like I've got my original Game Boy that's got like a nice new backlit screen and whatnot. And it's time for it to go to a better home if they can.
That's awesome.
So
I love it.
Call the herd.
All right, my dudes and dudettes. And
thank you for joining us.
All natures.
We will see you guys last week of the year. Next week, we'll try to have an episode. If not, this might be the last episode of the year before we take a break. You know what? Let's do that. Hey, let's call it now. Let's make this the last episode of the year. We won't do one next week. Just Merry because Christmas. Holidays and everyone's traveling and
Happy New Year, safe travels.
We will see you guys in 2022. Let's do that.
We hope that
I will still stream. I'll come on and probably play some games and whatnot. I've been kind of doing that more often than not. But
on the Facebooks. For the record, I'm at 31 games beat, Joe. What are you at?
I'm at 24. I'm going to try to get to 30 before. I'm trying to get to 30. I won't beat you. I won't beat you.
You don't. Yeah, you won't.
I won't.
Because I will beat one more game.
You will beat one more game. You're like, I've got one ready to go. Just hit the
credits.
He got one credit. Let's go. Oh God. Well, you know what? One of the cheapest ones, honestly, that I have on the list now is that Town Builder one. What is it? The
Townscaper. It's a town painting game. It's very satisfying. But
it is satisfying. That's one of the. If anyone hasn't checked it out, there's what is it called? Townscaper.
Townscaper.
Townscaper. It's on Xbox Game Pass.
Town,
It's on Xbox Game Pass, and it's also available on PC Game Pass as well. If you've got the PC, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. You could zoom in so tightly and see like all the windows and stuff, and then pull out
where the sun position is, so you get nice screenshots.
Oh, it's so beautiful. It's totally one of those like.
It was the maybe the fastest achievements I've gotten all year. It took me about an hour and a half to get 1,000 points. So
yeah. The hardest one is definitely get the
floating island.
The floating island one. You have to make a circle. You make a good circle, and then eventually you break that bottom layer, and all of a sudden the propellers show up. And I was like,
it was very satisfying moment. Yeah, that was good. It's good fun.
Go check it out. It's just enough to like load it up and like play around and change the colors of the town and see how funky you can make connections. And then that was the best part. It's like
how high up you can go too.
How high? Yeah. Well, one of the achievements is how high you can go, and it's fucking high.
Way higher than you thought.
Yeah. And then the other one that was pretty hard is 1,000. Put down 1,000 pieces. I mean, if you're playing the game, that should be fine. But trying to get like, oh crap, where is that? I'm almost there. Am I almost there?
Am I there yet? Yeah. No, it's good stuff. It's good. I enjoyed it, Townscaper. It's fun.
Yeah.
All right,
folks. Like, subscribe, share. Thank you so much. It's been a wonderful year with all of the COVID and the recovery and all this. It's been great having you guys in our chat every Tuesday,
just
keeping
chilling.
Us sane. Just chilling.
Awesome.
I promise I will tear up my manifesto at the end of this episode.
The point is to write them, right?
The point is to write them. It's just, but I don't hit send. I won't tweet that tweet.
Don't send. Get your paper.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Another episode in the can. Love you. Have a safe and happy holidays. Love you all.
Be kind.
Be kind. Take care, everyone.